Hey YouTube, Joe Bassett for Valiant Outfitters. A few weeks ago I showed you what I think is the best shelter setup, tarp shelter setup, in a survival situation for privacy. But it does have an opening in it. The reason that I like to have that opening in that shelter, even though it's for privacy, is it helps me with situational awareness of what's going on outside of my tarp. I do get a limited field of view from inside the tarp. But sometimes you're going to need to set up for heavy wind and heavy rain and have fully enclosed. Now it's going to give you privacy as well, but it's also going to protect you from the elements. I'm back in my backyard base camp. This is a great place to practice new skills that you're trying to get for bushcraft and survival or camping. Whether it's learning how to put up a new backpacking tent or to build a shelter like this, use that backyard base camp as a great place to practice those skills. For this setup, I'm going to use my trusty DD Hammocks tarp, my 3x3, that's 3 meters by 3 meters. I'm going to need 10 stakes for this. This one is stake heavy. You're going to need to use a lot of them. I'm going to use my trekking pole and a carabiner. Let me deconstruct it and show you how I set it up. So here I have my 3x3 tarp laid out in the spot where I want to set it up. I have my tent pole, I have my 10 stakes, and I have that carabiner. Remember, you're going to want 10 tent stakes for this. This one is stake heavy. On the DD hammocks, I have a ton of tie-out points. One at each corner, one in the middle of each side, and then what I call the quarter tie-out points. I have a halfway, which is that middle one, but then I have halfway between the corner and the half, a quarter tie-out point. Those are going to be key in this setup. Another key is going to be knowing where the wind is coming from. In this case, it's coming from the west. I want to start on that side. I want to make sure that I'm closed on my windward side. Let's stake that out. Here I am on the west side, the windward side of my tarp shelter setup. Corner is there, corner is back here. Remember, I want to use the quarter tie-out points, so let's stake those down. When I stake this down, I'm going to want it to be pretty taut. So I've come in one tie-out point from the corner to my quarter tie-out points. Let's go to the other side and I'll show you how to stake out that and get your pole in the middle. Now to get my pole ready, one of the tricks I use is I'll take that bottom section and I'll get that out to full. And then I'll leave the top section secure. I won't extend that yet. I will in a little bit. And then I want to stake the middle on this side first. Now I did say that it's those quarter tie-out points that are going to be key in setting this up. But for right now, just to give me a little tension, I'm going to be staking here first. Before I do that, I have my pole ready and I'm going to get that into the center section, that center tie-out point in the middle of the tarp. Once I have that in, I'm going to bring that middle tie-out point, and that's just going to help support my pole for now. With my pole secure here, just using the center tie-out point, I'm going to do my other 2 quarters that are opposite where I started on the windward side. This doesn't need to be perfectly taut yet. We're going to have plenty of time to dress this out and get it looking nice and tight and water and wind resistant. I'm on the back side of the tent now. I've done those 4 quarter tie-out points on opposing sides. At this point, this is going to look a little familiar to you. It's very similar to another tarp shelter setup. But I've modified it a little bit just to give me a little bit more room on the inside and extra protection. I'm going to stake out those quarter points again, and I'm going to do the middle when I get here, and I'm going to start to dress this out. You can see I have some slack building in here, but I've also got some good taut sections. It's just going to take more and more adjustment until I have it just right. Here I am back at the front of my tarp shelter. I'm going to create my entry point. Carabiner is going to come into play here. I'm going to use the quarter tie-out points again, but I'm going to draw them together. Now to do this, I'm going to release the two forwardmost quarter stake points. That's the one directly behind me and the one on that side. And that's going to give me my ability to draw that in, and then I'm going to dress it out again. All right, those points are temporarily released. Quarter point, and I'm going to put my carabiner on that. Once my carabiner is secure, I'm going to stake that out. Don't draw it too taut at this point. If it gets too tight, it's going to be hard to get this even. Now I'll put back in those stakes that I took out at those front quarter points. So you can see my shelter here starting to take shape. It's pretty much done at this point, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stake out even those center points right now. Here I am with my entry point. To get in, I just release that carabiner. And I can get in and out that way. Once I'm in, I can secure it. And I'm nice and cozy inside. This helps retain body heat really well. Of course, you're going to get quite a bit of condensation. There is one drawback to this setup. You do have this area here where water, rain can collect and come inside. So it might help to just throw that on the outside occasionally. Of course, the wind is going to flap that around. It's going to be noisy. But for privacy and protection from the elements, I think this is the best setup that's fully enclosed. If you like this video, you found it helpful, please hit that like button. Also subscribe, hit the notification button. That'll let you know whenever I've come out with a new 5 to Survive video or these Wilderness Wednesday videos, or I'm even starting to do some shorts. Thanks for joining me for Wilderness Wednesday.